All right, we have to use the expertise of Dan O'Dowd and Ron Darling when it comes to some trade hypotheticals. You know, we're a kid just sitting around and go, hey, would you trade from this guy, trade for this guy? Yeah, we're going to do that right now.
Making stuff up.
That's exactly what we're doing. Who says no? Trade hypotheticals presented by Geico. Let's get after it. Matt Orso, one of our ace researchers, put a lot of work into this, so go ahead and roll it here. First,
we're going to say no on every one if Matty did it.
So Dylan Cease, okay, 4.58 ERA, 214 strikeouts, and 177 innings in 2023. We trade with the Orioles. The White Sox get Heston Kjerstad, 24th best prospect, Joey Ortiz, 50th best prospect, and Justin Armbruster, the 19th best prospect with Baltimore. Cease, Dan, is under club control for the 2024 and 2025 season.
I actually think Matty did a great job on this deal, so I think both clubs should make this deal. I think the White Sox need to move Dylan this year. I think it runs a huge risk with their their rebuild not to get value from him now. And for me, I want value out of position players. It's way more certainty when you acquire position players that are close to the big leagues. Both Kjerstad and Ortiz would play in the big leagues for them this year.
Yeah, Kjerstad is a guy with a big bat. Ortiz is probably blocked. That's a shortstop position from Jackson Holiday. And Armbruster, he's got a big arm, 97 to 100. So you're getting three big prospects that are going to help you right away.
Matt Orso may have walked in with the Yankee pinstripes before, so that's why this one is particularly interesting. It's right, a Yankees trade. Corbin Burns, oh my God, the Yankees. And the Brewers will acquire Oswald Peraza, Everson Pereira, and Chase Hampton. Burns, 3.39 ERA, last year of club control. Peraza, former top 100 prospect, lost out to Volpe, the Yankees starting shortstop. Pereira struck out a lot at MLB, but hit 300 between AA and AAA. And Hampton, Ronnie's the Yankees' top pitching prospect.
Well, first, Corbin Burns needs a change. He needs to get out of Milwaukee, and that would be a good place for him to go. Facial hair, we're going to have to take care of that. The haircut is fine. But more importantly, I think you're going to get Hampton, who's the Yankees' best pitching prospect. You know what Milwaukee can do with their pitching lab down in Arizona to better those young players. And two of those young players, everyday players, are players that the Yankees have been waiting to really help them in the major league level.
Yeah, I like this deal, too. I don't know if Milwaukee needs an outfielder. Their depth and the strength of their organization is in the outfield. So maybe there's a third piece that would go in there. I like the deal, though, and I think it makes sense for both clubs.
So the who says no would be the Brewers, perhaps, only because the outfielder. Okay.
Well, I think the Brewers might want to switch out the names, but I think there's the makings of the deal. So that's Matty's 2 for 2. It's kind of making me sick.
Wow, okay, let's get this going. Okay, see if we can go 3 for 3. How about Pete Alonso, the New York Mets? That's right, 46 home runs and 154 games last year. Last year at club control, and the Cubs will get him. Wow, the Mets get Cade Horton. Horton, here's a who. The Cubs' top pitching prospect, and Bren Brown, the MLB 86th best prospect. Who says no?
I think both clubs say no on this one. I don't see the Cubs trading Cade Horton under any conditions. He really does have a chance to be. They've struggled developing pitching over there. They finally have guys on the Cubs of really impacting their rotation. And I think the Mets need to let the Pete Alonso thing play out. I think he's a New York Met. I think he stays a New York Met, even as a free agent, and I don't see the Mets trading him.
I think it's too late. The time to sign Pete Alonso to an extended contract was after he had 53 homers his rookie year. Right. That would have been a nice time to try to do it. Yeah. Now, Pete wants to play it out. The Mets want to play it out. You know, the first two best pitching prospects for the Cubs, I don't think they let them go. And Pete's going to be a Met for the season. Yeah,
I will say, if Mauricio hadn't gotten hurt, I'd be more open-minded of moving Pete in the deal, because I'd move Beatty to first base, because I thought Mauricio was going to be their starting third baseman this year. I got that from Ron Darling. And so, but I'm a little bit more hesitant to do that based on Mauricio is going to miss the entire year.
All right, so 2 for 3 so far. Next up here, how about Jonathan India being traded to the Mariners? Okay, India hit 244, 17 home runs, 14 stolen bases. Mariners need more infield help, middle infield help, 3 more years of club control. Phillips recovering off Tommy John surgery, fastball upper 90s, reaches 100. And Teddy McGraw, not to be confused with Tug McGraw, but you got to believe, the low mid-90s fastball, mid-80s slider with sweep. Ronnie, who says no?
Well, it's a tough one, because I think the Mariners will say no to this, only because the Reds pitchers, both of them, are trying to rehab. One a Tommy John surgery, another one a reconstructive surgery. So it's hard to really take a young pitcher and envision where he's going to be 3 or 4 years down the road. And India's a heck of a player. I know they have a lot of young players in Cincinnati, so that's made him vulnerable to a trade, but he's still a guy, if you're going to trade him, you need something back that's going to help you right now.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati says no to that deal. I do like the fit in Seattle for India. I think India is an important part of the clubhouse glue, though, of the Reds. I think he's a guy. It's a very, very young team. You got to be very, very careful of moving guys that add culture to your clubhouse. Now, I think they would move him if Emerson Hancock or some other starting pitcher that's on the verge of being a big league pitcher was in that deal, but I don't see them moving him in for those kind of projections.
Big one here. Dodgers not done yet. They're going to go and get Shane Bieber. Are you kidding me? How about this hypothetical? The Dodgers want another arm, and so they get Shane Bieber and Emmanuel Clase. The Guardians get a bevy of guys here. Michael Busch, Nick Frasso, Gavin Stone, Andy Pages. Bieber, 3.80 ERA, 107 strikeouts, free agent after the 2024 season, and Clase led baseball with 44 saves. Dan, who says no?
I don't think the Dodgers are going to trade a trough of those kind of prospects in any one deal. And, I mean, if I'm Cleveland, I'd probably make that deal. I think Clase I'm choking on a little bit because he signed such a great contract from a club perspective. I do think it's trying probably to move Shane to another organization. So there might be a makings of that kind of deal, but maybe not all those pieces involved.
Listen, the Guardians don't say no, and the Dodgers would certainly need another arm in that rotation. We talked about it in the beginning of this show. And to add Clase into that bullpen with the rest of the arms that they have there, if you looked at the Dodgers after the end of the year, you could say if they had a dearth anywhere, a shortage anywhere, was in that bullpen, and Clase is one of the best in the game.
Certainly has been a reliever that's been bringing it for the Guardians these last few seasons. Matt Orso, potential future GM.
Yeah, Matty, that was really good, buddy. Good job.
We learned that today. All right.